You should be good.
Well, this is a pleasant surprise, isn't it? Having everyone here at the table on a Sunday, no less. We only were here together only 4 days ago, so not bad. In the meantime, how do I submit it? This there. Must provide a message. Okay, dance. Aha! Dance off time. Oh, there's two. Okay,
Ta-da!
that was more tiring than it should have been. But anyhow, we hope everyone's doing wonderful today, taking a mental health day like I am, and saying I'm not going to work. No, I kid. I actually had some things come up, and it was important for me to take a day off, and some a few hours cleared up, so I figured might as well get the gang all together. But we're not going to talk about that. What we're going to talk about is our adventures from last time. So could I have? Let's see, who hasn't done it in a while? Jeff. Jeff, could you please, regale us with the tales that have been going on here?
Okay, so if I remember correctly, and this won't necessarily be in order, we're getting an airship. I have some nice new ink. It's magic. And I need some help here, guys. Come on.
Nah, it's all you, man.
Don't you do this to me.
It's all
I thought,
Cyrus.
I thought monkfish were supposed to have good memories.
Who told you that? And why are you trusting me?
Poor
No,
monkfish.
I'm just throwing you under the bus, man.
Well, it's nice
Okay,
down here,
well-
but let's get it rolling.
Revion and Third Child went to meet the Lord and Lady of the Fae again.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, we also made a deal.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that deal was totally not made out of coercion or bad things happening to anyone. They just went to go have tea and have a great time.
Bullshit.
Might want to explain the bad thing that happened.
Because someone's an asshole and sent Third Child to hell.
The Abyss.
Thank you. There's a
Yep.
difference.
Someone sent Third Child to the Abyss. She
She
had
got major PTSD.
she got horrific PTSD and decided that a meeting
Almost
with the
stabbed
Fae
you.
would be. Yeah, almost stabbed me just because of that. Until I rolled a good enough check to, or no, she rolled a good enough check to recall that, where she was at the time. So
Yep.
she decided to go meet the Lord and Lady of the Fae. I went along to, just because I'm in a relationship with her, it only makes sense.
They're married, by the way.
That counts as a relationship. Thank you, Cricket.
Yeah, that's an
I wasn't
interesting distinction we
invited!
have to make now.
Yeah, and that also made for one of the best quotes of the session.
Yeah.
Right.
Or sword.
Going past that, we met the Lord and Lady of the Fae, and we basically made it to where our afterlives were pretty much theirs after by vowing to be protectors of any and all forests.
In this life and after.
I'm not. Whatever.
That was the wording. You gotta be careful with how the wording worked. And she doesn't care, so she just said it.
Anyway, yeah, so we made that deal. She got her horrible memories taken away. And then we went to meet back with the group and went on a shopping spree.
Yeah, okay. So, last we left our heroes. So, yeah, once the airship's done, I'll send a sending spell out to you all. who should I do the sending to?
Zarth,
Zarth,
'cause if
she's
Yeah.
helping make it.
All right. And from there, what I was really thinking was, when the hell you guys are gonna get out of here?
we have no other business here, so let's go.
Okay, bye. I love you.
And
Oh,
with that, we take our
bye.
leave.
All right. So what have we left currency-wise after all of that?
Okay, after all of that, because I had to do some heavy math because this system is kind of stupid when it comes to currency, we have about 5,000 gold left. That's all.
That's still a hefty amount.
You guys are still in the money.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the money.
So are there any other actual weapons and armor shops in Thotha left other
Yeah,
than
there's
him dropping out?
plenty.
Okay, good. Would I recall any actual ones that are decent enough then, since I've actually,
Yeah, there's a
Turn around.
dwarven smith around here. He's probably up a few districts towards the nobleman's area.
I will turn to the group, and since I haven't gotten anything really from Blasto today, and if it's all right, I'd like to go check out another shop I know of and see if any of his wares might be suitable for
Let's go.
To help out.
Lead the way, Revian.
I shall lead the way.
So you guys go through. As you guys are going up this little hill, you see that the housing gets nicer. The streets are a little bit well more paved. There's less quote other races. It's mostly elves up here, although you do see the occasional dwarf and human. And then you see a big smokestack coming out of another building. It's a little bit shoved off into a corner near a wall, just because the smoke is pouring out. And you hear loud hammering, ting, ting, ting. As you all walk up, you see, let's see, hold on. It's a pretty standard shop front. In the window, you see very nice, high quality weapons and armor. The sign above the door is a hammer with like an H carved into it or written on it because it's a sign, slamming into an anvil when the anvil has an F on it.
All right. Well, this is definitely the place. Haven't been here in a while. I'll go in.
Ding, ding, ding. And you hear ting, ting, ting from the back room. There is a young dwarven woman at the counter, and she smiles and waves. Oh, hello. Welcome to Hammerfall, the best dwarven smith shop in the kingdom.
From what I recall, I remember it being very, very nice. I am. Is the group come inside with me?
Yeah. Or I did at
Yeah.
least.
I have to because I'm the holder of the money.
Fair. I'm looking to see if there's any light armors or possible enhancements I could have done for any of my weaponry. He'll take out his rapier since his dagger is still
Magical already.
yeah. Nothing much more I can do with that since its effect is already really damn good.
She'll look it over. Oh well, it looks like you've been taking very good care of it. Are you looking for something magical or just standard enhancements, really?
What sort of magical enchantments can you offer for it? Otherwise, I might go with a regular enhancement.
I'll have to get out to grab my father. Hold on one second. And you see her walk back. Once again, this small, dwarven, very young lady, perhaps maybe 100.
If I didn't know the age now for
Yeah. Yeah. It's like she's like in her 30s. So she's wearing a very standard like workman's uniform. Has this reddish brown hair tied up, wearing a bandana on top, and a blacksmith apron, big heavy gloves, bits of soot covering her. And she'll walk back there. She looks very strong. She'll wander back there. You hear, huh? Um, there's some folk here that want some magic work done on their weapons and armor. I'll handle the forge. And you hear the hammering stop. All right, hon. Just give me a second. I just need to quench this sword. And you hear a loud. All right, you can handle the rest. And then he'll come out. You see a dwarven man lifting a pair of goggles above his head. Heavy, heavy soot covering his face. Kind of a large nose for a dwarf. Big red beard and hair braided in several braids, but he kind of has like a receding hairline, little bits of gray in it. Wearing a very similar outfit, but once again, he looks very strong. What can I do for y'all?
I was seeing whether or not he points towards his rapier on the counter there, seeing if what sort of magical enchantments do you have available, or that you'd be able to do for either my rapier there, or maybe a different, stronger set of armor for me.
Well, pick it up and flip the blade. Kind of like look down the blade from the handle, inspect the handle, twist the pommel off, check it. Well, this blade is mighty well kept for. Put it back on the counter. I could perhaps offer some enhancements, minor enhancements and enchantments. I'm not really specialized in magic work, but I do know a dwarven forging technique where we carve small runes into the hilt of a blade or on the inside inlay of a piece of armor, and it can it has anywhere from 3 bonuses: a minor, a standard, and a greater bonus.
All right.
I can do that with both weapons and armor.
And what are the prices for each of those tiers?
I see. Getting right to the point, young man. Well, you see, I'm thinking there's about 2K for the for the minor, about 2.5 no, I'm sorry, 3K for the secondary, and about 8K for the tertiary.
And that would be for each piece, yes?
Yes. So say for example, you could get your armor and your weapon with 1 each, or 3 and 2, and etc. By the way, it's nice to meet y'all. I'm Arvel Hammerfall. He'll hold out his hand.
Oh, sorry, forgive me. I forgot as well. He'll shake his hand. I'm Rebian.
You get a little bit of soot on your hand.
I'll shake his hand next in a proper dwarven handshake. I'll say, Zarth the Stormbreaker. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance and see your lovely store.
Thank you, ma'am. I heard of many good tales about your clan. Very fine merchants, I know.
Thank you. Glad to hear we're still talked about.
No
Now,
problem
step
at all,
back
yes.
to the next people, for the next person in line for the handshake.
And he'll basically go down the line shaking everyone's hand. This man is strong, so if you're not very strong, it's like, fuck, like a little stingy. He doesn't like hurt you, but it's very firm. So specifically like Revion and Nalea.
By the way, Cricket will very subtly cast prestidigitation on people who want to get the set off their hands.
Not me, please.
He seems to notice but pay no mind.
This soot smells like home to me. It's literally one of my prayers.
I just don't want to get soot on any of the merchandise. Extra soot.
Well, it's always very pleasant to have a priestess of Morden in these parts. You doing any proselytizing, Miss Stormbreaker?
Oh, always when requested.
Well, I have my little shrine in the back near the forge. And, we always do our daily prayers.
Well, I could by, and if you guys have business here, if you don't mind, I'll take some business with the shrine in the back, and I'll make sure everything's in order if you like.
Oh, that'd be mighty helpful. I'll even offer a small discount to your friend here.
No, it's up to them to use it. It's not necessary, but you kids have fun. Let me ply my faith in the back.
And he'll motion to the back. And then
Oh, yeah.
you'll hear Isabel. This nice priestess here is gonna bless the forge. Mind your manners. And he'll go back up to the front, kind of lean on his elbow, put his head on his hand, or his hand on his chin. Mr. Revion, and I never caught the rest of y'all's names besides Miss Stormbreaker.
I'm Cricket.
Nice to meet you, Cricket.
Selene.
Selena, it is a mighty pleasure.
I'm
And
Cyrus.
Delia will, yep. Nice to meet you, Mr. Cyrus. And Delia will bow her head and say, "Oh, I'm Delia. Nice to meet you." Shake his hand. And he'll kind of like turn a little like red, like blush a little bit. It's like, "Nice to meet you, pretty lady." Anyhow, yeah. So sorry, the shrine isn't not well kept, but it is dirty because of the forge, obviously. You just clean it up a little bit, give it a good shining polish.
Yeah, cast some mendings just in case for some dings and stuff like that.
Yeah, some minor cracks and things like that.
Yeah. Since we don't have anything planned for today, I'll probably even like channel divinity there, since I imagine it's a tiny forge and stuff like that. I'll forge something small, like a holy symbol out of steel or something to
And give it
put
to
on
them.
it. Yeah. Using my channel divinity, so I'll literally like have the spectral forge summoned and shit.
Very cool indeed. Anyhow. So, Mr. Revion, any ideas?
He'll turn back to Cricket and then also look at the group as well. Well, from what we have left, it would only be the minor tier for both my weapon and armor. That would take out about 4,000, right?
Yes, it would.
Would any of you be opposed to me at least doing that?
Honestly, we've all gotten such big upgrades lately. I think it's only fair to make sure that you get an upgrade as well.
Mm-hmm.
Considering he also got one of the best magic items in that dungeon. Just saying. Meanwhile, the poor Delia and third child don't have shit.
That's true.
You could get something for your wife, Revion.
Theoretically, give her some boost to some of her weaponry.
Granted, she's not here right now.
Right, and when she arrives, it'd be mid-combat. I think that for the purposes of this, like as much as I want to get her something, maybe after the the mission is done, and then we'll see where our finances go from there. But I think for now I could use the boost on the my rapier and armor. Try and make it a bit harder for me to be hit.
Get hit. Yeah. Here, let me go ahead and put that on your sheet. I just gotta remove your old stuff. Remove.
So if that's decided, Reverend will turn back to the to what's his first name? Arvel?
Arvel, Hammerfall.
Right.
No relation to some type of Demonfall saga or anything like that.
I have no idea what any of that means, sir, but yeah, I'd like to get both my armor and rapier for the minor tier.
Of course. It's gonna take me the afternoon to inscribe the runes, lad. So come back perhaps just before closing time.
All right, sounds good.
That's just after supper.
All right, I'll come back then.
Okay, the money is spent, Cricket.
Yeah.
Excellent. Let me just add this to your sheet. Studded leather armor +1. Okay. Don't have those equipped until it's time, and then you can equip them.
Right.
It's also making sure you don't have any other weird extras that you don't need on your sheet. Yeah. Okay. You're cool. All right. Sartha, you finished cleaning up everything, and Isabel is. Oh, thank you, Priestess Stormbreaker. It's so wonderful to have a member of the cloth to come in. My father is, of course, a blacksmith, so Moradin is a very big part of our lives.
I'll nod. I'll look around. Their forge looks well kept and everything.
Oh yeah. Once again, just a little dirty, just because
It's
seemingly the
used.
amount of work. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
used. I'll look around. I'll say, how many generations of your family work in the forge?
In this city, perhaps. I mean, my grandfather opened this shop, so just 2, and I'm apprenticing right now. But the Hammerfall family's been forge masters up in the Bethar Pass for generations and generations. It's said that we descend from one of Moradin's sons.
I'll nod. It does this old heart some good to see the craft continue to be passed down through the generations of dwarves.
Well, thank you kindly, ma'am. Thank you kindly.
Of course.
And so, once you're done finishing up, she'll give a very proper bow.
I'll say, oh, come here, girl. And I'll give her a hearty, embrace and pat her back.
Oh, thank you, Miss Sartha. Sorry for being
yeah.
overly formal.
Oh, no, you're not. Apparently we don't visit your family too often, which is a shame, but I understand. I've worked in your forge. You've welcomed me warmly. I can feel how dedicated your family is to each other and to the craft.
She'll bow once again. Well, thank you. And may the forge ever warm your heart.
It always does, and yours as well.
Thank you.
And I'll give one more tilt to the holy symbol I forged for him before heading to the front counter again.
And he'll shake your guys' hands again as you all leave, and well, after y'all pick up your equipment, I hope you all have a great rest of your afternoon and all that. And come back now.
Oh, we shall.
Me too.
You're gonna say something, Raytheon?
No, I said, oh, we shall.
No, before that.
No. I could have sworn that you were gonna say, may the forge be with you.
God, that's my other game after this. It's my Star Wars-esque game. So no.
I swear, it was that close. It was that close.
Yeah,
It's okay. I was pretty close.
So, as you all exit the shop, you get your little ding. So then you probably walk out either first, because you weren't really interacting with this group or with this interaction. So you're probably one of the first people out. You see a blonde-haired woman from across the street, and she turns with the sound of the bell, and you immediately know who this is, and her eyes go wide. She says, "Selene, oh my God, my precious baby!" And she'll run up to you.
Question.
It's your mom.
How did she recognize me? I'm wearing the hat of disguise.
Ah! Fuck, I forgot.
Retcon.
Retcon, back up. So,
Okay.
Because presumably you've brought her around before,
Hmm.
considering you're more or less married.
Right.
And she's like, "Oh, Nalea, my darling," and she'll come up and it's your mother. This is Celine and Nalea, who's not a character, but still. Both of them will know that this is Selena, like the city. Um, fucking, how do you pronounce it again, Larry? I forgot. Uskul?
Uskul.
Uskul. Yeah, so it's uh, Selena Uskul. And it's Celine's mother. "Oh, Nalea, it's so lovely to see you." Hug, hug. And she's like, "Oh, hi, huh? Uh, oh, have you seen my darling Celine? I heard some adventurers had come back to the city, and there was a high elf among them. And then he was a little short. I thought that might have been my baby boy." And she'll just look nervously at Celine. "Oh, I mean, yeah, this is that group. I think maybe they were talking about me, I guess. Uh, well, yeah, I haven't seen Celine in a little while. Hold on. Uh,
Deception? Oh, wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
Mom will nod and nod and say, "Oh, well, okay. Well, if you see him around, tell him Mom misses him and that, we need him to come by sometime. And hopefully we're going to get grandkids sometime soon." And she'll look at Nalea and she'll turn a little red. "Yeah, I'll let him know. Yeah, it's always good seeing you, and at the very least, I'll come by for dinner." And she'll nod and nod and say, "Oh, and all your friends too, come by. Bye now." And she'll wave and just walk off back to the rest of the marketplace, buying food and stuff.
Gosh.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go visit her after all this is done.
Way you better. Because I'm pretty sure that you're the only one among us that actually has parents out there. I'm not asking about Cyrus because, I don't know, he's got the face of an orphan.
He just shrugs.
I mean,
Cyrus, if you want, in canon, you've heard about your parents, but you were raised by monks.
Exactly.
Your mother was a Vidalcan mage and researcher in the Magocracy, and so was your father, but he was a Ganassi. But they were both researchers in the Magocracy, and then something happened to them. No one knows what.
Yeah, I never met him, so yeah.
But yeah, Nalea will just like punch your shoulder, Celine.
Kind of rub it. Like, yeah, I know.
Could have said something. God damn it! You know I hate lying.
Yeah, but I didn't want to blow our cover, and we're just about done with the cult. Once
Yeah, I mean, but it's your mom. You could like whisper it to her.
I mean, unless it's not his mom and she's actually a shapeshifted object of like bait from the cult.
Knowing these
But
weirdos, that's a
just me
very
being
real
old and
possibility.
paranoid.
Hold on. Because she's still like in the market, and you guys can see her from here.
What, do we make insight checks?
You can make insight checks.
I mean, I'm not. This is just me being old and paranoid.
Well, I don't.
I don't know anything.
Yeah, Celine, that's just some like fancy elf lady. Celine, something that you'll notice is she did seem to have like nice jewelry and like her clothes looked a little bit nicer. Like maybe they've come in a little bit more money. Maybe she or your dad got promoted in the bureaucracy of the city because they are minor nobles, so they're bureaucrats.
Mm.
Cricket, same thing.
Roll mine for me.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
It's 17.
You rolled an 18.
18. Yeah, Cyrus, the feeling that you get is that she noticed Nalea and she was a bit shocked, a bit surprised. And not only that, she really wanted to know where Celine was. Like, I mean, of course, like a mother needs to know where her child is, but like, it seemed a little like there was tension in her voice when she spoke.
I'm just an old dwarf woman prattling off possibilities, but I feel so justified like every time.
I mean, so far you haven't been wrong.
Ever.
Uh, age, age brings wisdom.
Either
Cyrus
it
is
was
actually
a
gonna ask,
disguise.
like, he's gonna pull Selena aside and ask him something.
Yes.
Was your family involved in the cult too?
Nope.
No, I was the only one involved with anything to do with the cult. At least as far as
Although
I know.
his mom knew he was involved with quote a little club, but Celine told her it was like a jousting club because he has levels in fighter.
Yeah, jousting's a word for it.
We don't talk about Joust Club.
Fucking, I'm gonna murder you all one day.
I said
Day.
nothing.
Fucking guys. All right, well, what do
And
you guys
plus,
want to do now?
How long were you gone?
It's been a few years.
Did they know who
Do
your
you
family
believe
was?
that?
Probably. Because, I mean, as you can tell, they're pretty invested in this city.
Is it only them that like are they talking like just to themselves, or is the group here at all?
I think we were
Strength.
off to the side.
Yeah, I did
But
kind of
yeah,
pull him
guys-
over.
You guys can make perception checks. Actually, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception is 12.
Okay, so it's a crowded street, so it might be a little harder to hear. Well, Zartha, you know what they're saying. If their child was here, she would know, but that's about it. It is a crowded street in a marketplace, so there's lots of like, come get your fresh pies and butchery for sale, stuff like that.
So if I wanted to roll for perception to try and
Yeah, you could. You could roll.
Okay. 16.
Yeah, you hear.
Okay. I'll just let them still talk privately, but I'll definitely want to have. I definitely have my own questions after they come back to the group.
Of course, of course. Cyrus, hey, your passive perception's high enough. You notice that Revion's ear like twitches towards you guys, like how a wolf's ear or a fox's ear moves around towards sounds.
And if our eyes meet, I'll just point to my ears and I nod. I'm hearing it all.
It doesn't
Is what,
really. Cyrus doesn't really mind, but the only thing he's also going to ask. You wouldn't put it past them to try something with them, would you?
Not in the slightest. I believe
Yeah,
the
so
cult
you're-
absolutely would.
So here's the thing: is your dad is a working man. You know, he was around, of course, when you were a kid, but like he was so dedicated to working, right? Just so mainly your mom, at least when you were little, didn't have to work.
Right.
So you're much closer to your mom than your dad. He's warm, but there is that kind of that distance. And then of course your mom babies the shit out of you, and then when you became like 15, 16, she started working again, and then basically that's when you kind of got in with the cult.
Okay. But yeah, I wouldn't put it past the cult at all to try and get to them or impersonate them or do whatever it takes to try and get me and Nalea.
That insight with advantage.
Uh,
So roll that insight one more time.
there we go. That's better.
Okay. see my darling little baby. She's like, where's Celine? I need to see Celine. She's like almost desperate.
Right. So like she's under a bit of duress.
Maybe not duress is the right word, but she's like panicky almost. She's like, where is he? Where is he? I heard he was around. And she knows that you're in town. You know that she knows.
Okay.
So there, you got a little bit of information. Because I realized if your mom, you would have advantage on your insight check on your own mom.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So what do you guys want to do now?
It's a good question. Since we have the weapons and armor taken care of, perhaps we should start like coming up with a strategy on what we're going to be doing next when we take on the mistress.
Well, if we do decide to do that, we should probably head back to iNews.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So, anybody
You
else
guys go
got
back?
anything they want to do in town?
No, I'm good.
All right, then. Yeah, I guess we all go back.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you guys head back. Doors locked. Hey, Revion, the traps aren't set.
They're not set and the door is locked.
The door's unlocked and they're not set.
Oh, I thought you said locked. Okay. Like all of them?
All of them. Like you see no bucket. You see that the pressure plate is intentionally like already pushed in, so it's like not active. The full the hatch that opens into the vat of acid is closed and locked. There's no little glint of razor wire when the sunlight comes in through the front door.
I am going to get my dagger out.
Yeah, that's a little sus.
Yeah, and turn back to the group. That's
He
not
would-
normal.
He would be gone.
Ready
though, wouldn't
yourself.
he?
Right, but the traps aren't set.
Master always sets his traps when he goes up. That's why I always have to disarm them. He'll
Hey.
turn back towards the entrance, and he'll step inside.
Okay. You look around. It's the apartment's complete. Well, not completely empty. His knickknacks and stuff, and his books and his tables, and you see some of his gear, like some of the gear that he doesn't use all the time, like a grappling hook and stuff like that, aren't there. Are there? Pardon, I misspoke. Everything is in place. It doesn't look like it's been ransacked. It's just the traps aren't set, and the door was unlocked.
Master? Nothing.
Nope.
I'll proceed over to the bathroom then to see if he's in there still.
You see the bathroom. It's cleaned up, and the wine on the floor and the bottle and all that's been taken care of, and basically the apartment's been cleaned. Yeah.
Are there any like notes maybe that have been left on like a table or anything while I'm looking?
Roll me an investigation check.
Do I have advantage?
No.
That's new. Okay.
Because you were looking for traps in your house before. 18. So you see on the table with the self-forgery notes, you see a piece of parchment.
All right.
And Anya has very nice handwriting, and it starts off like this. The orb is stronger than I remember. Sometimes it clouds my thoughts, and I don't remember things. Other times I remember too much. I think I might go away for a while, just to protect them. Normally I wouldn't care about the others, but Revion cares about them, so I suppose I should. and then the handwriting kind of gets really jagged and messy, and says, "No, must stay, must burn, must kill." And then it gets nice again. "I can't do this. I love him, my son." And then it kind of just like the quill was obviously in the inkwell and like was put on the paper, and he was gonna write something else, and it kind of like drags off.
Raven will take a seat and set the parchment down, and he'll be like doing this basically.
Oh, I can't see you. 1 second. Let me pull up the camera. You're doing what's like? Oh, it's like the stress bridging your nose.
Yeah, he'll be doing that, and there is like just a shimmer in his eyes. It's not quite crying, but yeah, it's noticeable if anyone's looking.
Revion? Revion, what happened?
You see a very messy note on the table.
He'll point towards the note because he's still trying to compose himself.
Cricket goes ahead and reads it. Not really sure if she should read it out loud, but just trying to get an idea on the situation. It's not good.
It says what I said.
Mm-hmm. It's not good. Looks like Ainu's gone.
What happened?
The orb, he said, is stronger than he remembered. I think it might be trying to take control of him.
That's not good.
No. The letter's a bit haphazard near the end there.
Do we have time to find him, or should we just wait until this is all over? Or, worst case scenario, we wait too long and then it takes him over completely. What do we do?
The problem with trying to find him is that if he doesn't want to be found, we'll never find him. He trained me in stealth, and I'd like to think I'm really good at it, but with him, he's leagues above me. He knows this city way more than I do. And if there's a crack that he can hide inside, he'll use it to his best advantage and make it to where, like, even if you're looking at it, you wouldn't know he's there. He's that good.
So what you're saying is we won't find him, he'll find us.
That's how he always rolls.
Well, let's hope that he hasn't lost himself by then.
He's a strong, very strong person. Whether you are of the opinion or not, I have always had the utmost confidence in him and in his abilities, despite my exasperation with his personality sometimes. I have confidence that he will get past this, and hopefully he'll be able to help us out during our raid against the mistress whenever we decide to enact that. But still, I can't help be worried. Still.
Well, he said that his dragons would arrive in 2 days. Nalea will speak up. Is that something we should worry about?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, no, we need to worry about that.
If they're under his control, then hopefully we won't. But if they're his
own control at the time.
Exactly. If he's under the orb's control and they're appearing, there's no telling what can happen to the city or to us.
I guess the number one thing is, Revion, we need to keep you safe because I think you're the only person that'll be able to get through to him if he is under its control.
Yeah, Cricket's probably right there.
I can't just leave myself out of a fight, though. I need to help us when that time comes.
Right, nobody's saying that you can't fight. Yeah. We're just saying that we'll have to keep an extra eye on you.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
We can't have him coming back and seeing you down and out. That'd be bad for everyone.
This is true. Hopefully he'll be able to come to himself.
Hey, Revion. I need you.
Oh, God.
To make a saving throw of a kind that is wisdom, of a DC that is very difficult.
I don't like that. 14.
I don't think that's gonna make it.
So let's see. You know the target very well. So what'd you get?
14.
14.
14. Yep.
Okay. Your total with other modifiers, unbeknownst to you, after everything is all added up, is -1. You just feel a presence watching you.
Can I make a perception to try and maybe spot it? I really wish I had perception as a proficient skill, but oh well. What a deal with my wisdom anyway. No?
So I was reading an effect.
Okay. Well, I'll at least do this. Revian's like face will like perk up and his ears will be, like twitching, like, and he'll be looking around. I feel like I'm being watched, but I don't see anything. He'll stand up and
I see you.
Do
Nope.
we all hear that?
Yes, you all hear that.
Okay.
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 Would a religion
Uh,
check
Who
help?
are you?
What?
Would a religion check help?
You could.
Have I heard the voice before?
No. Zartha can roll me a religion, or not religion, I'm sorry, a Arcana check. Only Zartha.
Oh, Arcana's not my strong suit, but hopefully the dice come through, guys.
Hey!
Hey!
So, you know the orb of Dragonkind can cast Scrying.
Oh. I'll kind of nod. Yeah, that's right.
Scrying.
Ew.
Don't look at his name because it's different now.
I gotcha. I'll I'm pretty sure I know what this is, but I'm not gonna say anything. Not right now. I'll say
But yes, someone replied to the voice. Yes, I think it was Celine. What did you say?
I didn't say
it was
anything.
Revion. It was Revion.
What did you
Yeah.
say, Rex?
And who are you? That's what I asked. Nothing.
Yep, just dead air.
Yeah, I wish you would just say that rather
Do
than
you
just like
think he was
smiling at the camera.
Do you still feel it's watching you?
No.
Not anymore. But so we were being watched.
Yep.
Just
There's a decent chance that it was the dragon orb.
fuck.
Because
Well,
I
that definitely didn't
identified
sound
it.
like Master.
Yeah, I identified it, and you can scry through it.
So, I suppose that means that we should probably prepare for Master to be not himself then. That
What do you guys
definitely
want to do
didn't
now?
sound like him. It's a good question.
How much money do we still have?
About 1,000 gold.
We should probably see if there's an amulet of non-detection somewhere.
I can cast invisibility, but I'm not sure if that'll help.
Non-detection makes it to where you're more likely, or exceedingly difficult, if not impossible, to scry on. So, And he's
Yeah,
the one
let's
who
go.
got the heebie-jeebies, so it's checking in on him.
Mm-hmm. Well, it makes sense. Let's go.
Where
Do you
do
know
we
how
go for
much
that?
an amulet of non-detection goes for?
No clue, but apparently we need one. So we can go price check it, and if we don't have enough, that means that we're going to be working until we have our airship. I wonder how much we'll get for dropping a dime to the city watch about 2 shadow dragons coming to the city.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Well, if the guards aren't paid off by the cult, they would be grateful for the information, I'm sure. However, due to their influence, do we really want to make that risk?
I mean, the cult would still be thankful to know if there's 2 shadow dragons gunning for them.
Right.
We'll just have to. The way we paint it is like, hey, we saw this like drow guy with an orb, and he's kind of threatened to kill us once or a few times, but before he disappeared, he very practically told us that he summoned 2 shadow dragons to us. We can let him think it was just something we witnessed, depending on how good of liars we are. That way we can drop a dime, not necessarily indicate our relationship with him.
You can lay a sigh. I'm good at lying. I just don't like doing it.
Help you.
Okay.
I'm a pretty good liar too.
Dude, sounds like
Same.
a bad idea.
I mean, it's that
You
or
know,
we don't
we-
warn anybody. And
We
if
have
that is
other
going
ways of
on.
making money.
I mean, we absolutely do, but at the same time, we cannot confirm that these shadow dragons are going to be coming and with the intent of killing very specific people instead of just killing everybody.
Not everyone here is an asshole, so we should at least try to see if we can give them some sort of protection or a heads up.
Yeah. Now that we can't guarantee what the shadow dragons will do, we do have a responsibility to the people we expose to the danger.
We did kind of hand over the bullets to a loaded gun.
You don't know
Well,
what
was
it
it-
is.
Crossbow.
The bolts to a loaded crossbow, yes. Yes.
Well, it was either that or a master would have killed you all, so it
Yeah, no, I
really wasn't a
understand.
choice.
I don't blame anybody. I mean, you guys have a long future ahead of you. I understand wanting to preserve it.
Still, how would anyone protect themselves from 2 shadow dragons? Well, I've
Evacuation.
never met one.
Evacuation and also overwhelming firepower, which is hard to do with dragons, but usually numbers can do the trick. And like a call to arms for adventurers that may or may not be more skilled than us.
Right. So, since Revian will gesture to himself, since I'm me, maybe I'm not the best suited to be talking to the town guard.
Well, Nalea is a good idea because again, she's good at lying. I can go. I mean, it's my idea. I'm also a person of the cloth. If somebody found out, found something evil, it would probably be a person of the cloth. And technically, what I'm going to be saying isn't a lie. It's just I'm not providing as much context as I probably should.
I'll go with you, Zartha. Nalea should stay behind because there's a chance that the guards will recognize her.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Unless she has the hat of disguise.
Well, even then, depending on like any magical protections, it's fine. I'll go. I mean, it's if Aina figures out somebody sold him out anyway, it's probably better for him to think it's me. Again, you guys have futures,
Alright.
so
You're not going by yourself, though, are you?
maybe I should. I'll look at Cricket. I mean, I can't make your choices for you, but with everything I've just outlined, those are the risks involved.
Well,
And
alright.
this is mostly my moral dilemma and what I think needs to be done. You don't have to tag along with me.
I just... With the cult being basically everywhere, I just don't really like the one of us like going out by ourselves, because that
Considering that they know who all of you are.
yeah, and then he'll also point to Alea, and also seeing as how she came back injured when she went off to do her own thing.
That also said, I mean, there's the possibility that Perrywinkle has put together that I was with your group. And if that's the case, then you were going to be wanted very soon because all he had to do was like run off and actually tell people how you guys
He
broke
died.
into his vault.
We killed him.
But didn't like a demon run off with his body though?
No, the demon got sucked up into the abyss. Because he had summoned them, and when he died, the spell ended, and they got sucked up.
Did we just leave his body in his manor then?
Yeah, and then the manor disappeared.
He's
Okay, so
somewhere
they
in a
can't get
void.
there. Probably lost in the astral sea. Okay.
But yeah, the cult does know who you guys are.
So please
Right.
don't go alone. I'm gonna give the coin to the rest of the party so that they can go and get the thingy to keep Revion from getting scryed on. And Zartha, I'm going with you.
Alright.
You need backup.
Well, I'll accept it. I'm just not. I wasn't going to make this choice for you. That's all. In the meantime, you guys may want to go and do two things: price out how much that necklace of non-detection would be, and two, we may want to find a different safe house.
Right.
I mean, we did help those Sisters of the Raven Queen, and they have a chapel in town.
Probably gonna stay with them.
And I have a scroll that gives me that's an IOU.
More or less.
Yes. You know what? I probably don't even have to go to the town guard. Let's just go visit the sisters. If they think the town guard needs to know, they'll be able to send people on our behalf anyway.
Yeah.
Brilliant!
And they'll take them seriously since they're paladins, and two, they don't need to necessarily reveal where their who their informants are, only that it came from a trusted source, which when you're dealing with paladins could be their god. So yeah, let's go visit the sisters. They might even have a know what a necklace of non-detection would cost, or have a room that has protections against scrying. Since you're somebody's favorite son, I'll look to Revion.
Only son. Only son.
Doesn't mean she's wrong.
I'm sure there at one point in time there were a bunch of little angry bastards running around, but it's been so long they're probably all dead.
Oh, jeez.
We'll see. But yes, you know what? I completely forgot there was a chapter of the sisters here. Sisters.
Sister.
No.
No,
Don't copyright strike us, Disney, please.
as if Disney's watching us.
I mean, you never know. Their
Don't summon
algorithm
them.
could be that precise.
Mickey's coming for that ass.
Mickey, no!
Okay, we're serious. Alright, so after that, really it's... What do you guys do?
We're going to the sisters.
You guys gonna do the bathroom shoot, or are you guys gonna go through the front door?
The normal way we go out.
Door?
Bathroom shoot, got it. So,
Well,
Revion, you've never pulled this thing besides, well, except for the time you just left with your child. But the way it works is you think about the part of the city you want to be in and pull it.
All right. Do I have to make a check to remember
No.
where the chapel is then?
You guys climbed the chapel roof the other night with Cyrus, and he got pushed.
Oh,
into
it
the
was that
fountain.
roof. Okay, then yeah, since that was definitely recently.
That was
I'll
like
recall
2 days ago.
exactly. That was so I will recall the roof of that place and exactly how we got to there when Mather took both Cyrus and I.
Yep.
And
Pull the
then
lever.
pull the lever.
So you guys come out in an alley. Once again, it's always an alley, but it opens up onto a street, and you see a fountain. And so you're like, oh, where's the chapel? You look around, behind you is the chapel. You you guys were in an alley, and one of the walls you guys popped out of was the chapel wall.
Well, here we are.
And at that moment, the party realized they weren't going through a slide system; they were going through portals.
Okay then.
With portals.
Mm-hmm.
Very complicated system that was custom built.
That's a
Oh.
pretty fucking sick safe house. It's gonna be hard to can't find one that'll. We'll have to keep it on the map just in case.
Oh, I know how to get there.
Yeah, Revlon can basically get there from anywhere in the city. Granted, most of the routinos is through the sewers, but you know. But yeah, so you see this very tall chapel building. Think Notre Dame.
Oh, okay.
And there are, yeah, you guys climbed really high. In front of the front door, there are two women. Once again, that short cropped white hair. This time, their armor is red with a gold trim, and they have white tabards. One is carrying a shield and a long sword, sheathed, and the other one has a sheathed greatsword.
So do different sects have different armors then?
Yes.
Okay. Dartha, you wanna, since you have the
Sure.
best relationship with them, you wanna go ahead and take the lead here?
Oh, sure, if you like. I'll So we're just walking up to the shrine at this
Front
point.
door. Yeah.
Yeah.
The front
yeah.
door. And
Yeah,
you'll
walk
see
up
the
to the-
sisters kind of go to attention. One of them will hold out her hand, the one holding with the sheathed greatsword, and say, "Halt, travelers!
I'll stop
brings-
and say, "Hello.
What brings you in?"
We have matters of public safety that we would like to bring to the sisters' attention." And I'll hold up the scroll. "And I'm rather friendly with your order, so I could think of no one else I'd rather approach with this."
And she'll grab the scroll and look at the seal, and she'll like gasp a little bit. Mother Superior Julia, I see. And she'll like bow to you and give you the scroll back. These women, both of these women, by the way, are like 6 foot something, so they're very tall.
Hell yeah.
You don't know how much of that is just the armor, but you know, still. And the one with the shield will open the door for you. You may pass. Please go see the Mother Superior right away.
Absolutely. Which Mother Superior is here?
This is Mother Superior Cassandra.
Cassandra. Thank you. I wanted to be polite. Come along, everyone.
And
Cricket
I'll
is
follow
right
her.
behind.
Okay, Granny.
So we'll head in. How big is this shrine? Like, they obviously have a building.
Notre Dame.
Massive.
Shrine my ass.
I said chapel. Granted, I should have said cathedral, but you know, I'm bad with words.
It's okay. For some reason, I delegated chapel down to shrine, so we good.
Yeah.
At least yours started with the same letters.
Yeah, that's true. So, yes, you do see multiple banners, white banners depicting a white rose. You know, with like black, like with like a red outline. So like it's a white banner and a rose is drawn on it with red ink, but you know it's not filled in, so the rose comes out as white.
I gotcha. It's nice.
And so you see, there are some people in the pews leading up to the main, altar, and there is a woman there giving a sermon about fighting off the temptations of demons and the cult of debauchery. And you guys are kind of just hearing like snippets of it. You would.
I resist the urge to side eye our two party members who have already fallen to such things in the past.
Yeah. As a priest, Zartha, you'll know that there's going to be a hallway, either on the left or the right side, that leads into a dormitory area, and then the Mother Superior's offices should be there.
Okay, I will go that route.
By the way, you see that this area is heavily guarded. There are sisters
fills me with a sense of joy.
Yeah.
Security. Yeah.
And they seem like ready to go at any moment. Like, they're in their armor, they have their weapons, and they're kind of like all lined up near defensive positions and shit. Like, they're ready to go.
Awesome.
Yep, so you guys go down the hall. There's two guards leading into the hall, and they'll stop you, but you present your letter of writ, and they'll let you through. But you have a question.
No, not at all. Not yet.
So, leading into this hall, you do see several doors that lead open into these small dormitories. There's no doors in these small dormitories, and you see some sisters in there sleeping. Another room is a training room. There's a mess hall, and you see some people eating. But at the very end of the hallway, there is a door. This door, it has a relief of a masked robed woman with a raven on her shoulder, and she is holding a hourglass. And the hourglass comes out of the relief, and that's the door handle.
That's sick.
That's so cool.
I do believe it is polite of me to knock, though.
So you knock.
Yeah, so I'll knock. Probably
You're,
not on the door with all the relief on it, more like on the door
the
jamb.
wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear a come in.
Now open the door then. Now go in and I'll bow slightly and say, Mother Superior Cassandra, I'm sorry to bother you.
Oh, that's fine. Please come in, have a seat. There's a desk, and she's sitting on one side of it. This room is nice, but it's not like ostentatious. It just has the wood of the tables and chairs is very well carved. There's a bookshelf and a small private shrine. The bookshelf is filled with books, mostly on things written in Infernal. So if you read Infernal, you see like categorizations of demons, a book about the 9 hells called the Inferno,
Yeah.
things like that. And this woman, next to her, there's an armor stand, and there is a very nice set of red and gold armor, and she's wearing white robes, very kind of like a form-fitting, like I wear this under my armor kind of style tunic. And leaning against the armor stand, or actually in the armor stand's hands, is a great sword that's like in. So for the audience opposition to the camera, like this, and then the sword goes down into the bottom of the armor stand.
Very nice. About how long is your sword?
How long is it?
Yeah, like
It's actually bigger than a normal greatsword. It's fucking huge.
okay, cool. Okay,
Like it has some fucking heft to it.
nice. So
but-
probably about 7 feet tall, long then.
Yeah, so she'll stand up, and once again, a very tall, strong-looking woman, short white hair. She has a scar over her left eye that goes all the way down onto her eyelid, and that eye is milky white. She'll stand
I
up.
pouch her. I'm impressed by her.
Hello. You said Sartha was your name?
Yes, that's what I've been telling everyone, and it's the truth.
Okay. Please, all of you come in, close the door.
I assume all of us do so.
Yeah, I'll make sure the door is closed behind us.
While everybody's shuffling in, I'll go over to the shrine and make sure like incense is freshly lit, that sort of thing, as is respectful.
Thank you, Miss Sartha. But as the door closes, I need you guys all to either choose or try to resist this magical effect on you.
I choose to accept it because I'm
Cool.
pretty sure it's going to be something like the Zone of Truth.
This is
I'll
a charisma
accept it.
saving throw. So choose whether or not you want to make a charisma saving throw.
I think instinctively Celine would try and resist.
Okay, charisma saving throws.
That was horrible.
That was horrible.
Yeah, not great.
Fail, succeed. And you'll see she'll look at the three of you. Cyrus, do you willingly accept the thing?
Yes.
Okay, cool. This woman will very obviously kind of softly glare at the three of you. Well, I was about to say that this room is warded by many spells, one of which being a zone of truth. But I see that three of you attempted to resist, and one succeeded. That one will not speak. But there is one more other thing I must do. And you see her one dead eye lights up with like a red glow for just a moment, and you feel this like kind of something that peers into your soul wash over you.
I'll like protectively hold a hand over in front of Alea and just kind of look at the Mother Superior like, I know what it looks like, but we're dealing with it type look.
Mm-hmm. She'll stand up and kind of move towards the armor set with the greatsword, lay a hand on the greatsword, and say, "Why have you all brought a devil into this place?" And she'll stare at Nalea.
I'll kind of look to the side, and I'll look at Selene, and I'll look at his girl. I was like, it's a little worse than I thought it was, but okay. Because I've never seen her demonic form. I was never there.
Were you not? I thought you were.
No,
When
she
we
wasn't.
went to that
I wasn't there. I wasn't there when you guys were dealing with the traps or anything.
Where were you?
I was trying to
What about the time when she was injured in the alley?
Yeah, that's what I was recalling.
Map of the alley, but
I,
didn't work.
as a player, cannot recall it.
We'll assume that you were outside the alley because I find this interesting. But yes, why have you brought a devil into this place?
I mean, she's not why we're here. I'll probably want to talk to her about that later, but so far she's seems to be helping us with actually thwarting the cult of depravity.
Debauchery.
Debauchery, but close enough.
Yeah. So far, she's been helping us with taking it down.
I suppose even devils have their uses.
Oh,
yes.
occasionally.
She'll sit back down. And she basically doesn't regard any of you. She's just glaring at Nalea. What brings all of you here?
Well, I'm here, one, because there is a certain, from what I understand, powerful individual who has recently come under the purview of the very powerful artifact known as the Orb of Dragonkind. And this orb is
We were made aware that the cult had gotten access to the orb. I assume it's finally fallen into the hands of the mistress.
Nope.
No.
Quite the opposite, in fact.
It's somebody else who has unfortunately seemed to have gone insane rather quickly from it. And before we separated from this individual, they made us aware that there were going to be, I believe they said, 2 shadow dragons coming to the city about 2 days from now. I do not know if it will be for precise measures that they were going to be taking against specific individuals, like they initially indicated, because this individual is insane, and it may now become a threat to the public.
I understand. We can usher several of the civilians, most of them, into the cathedral's cellar, and that should provide a sizable amount of protection. This cathedral was carved directly from an old mountain that used to be here, so it is fairly sturdy. Who is this person?
I'll tilt my head, and I'll look at Revion, and I'll say, so you know, zones of truth you are not required to answer. However, you are the one closest to this.
Well,
I will leave it up to you.
I don't want to cause any mistrust between us, since
there is already very little trust. But yes, speak freely.
Right. His name is Ainu, and he's my master.
Ah, the drow. Yes, he's done a sizable amount of work against our organization, assassinating priests and former mother superiors and the like.
Revan will wince like and just go mentally he'll just go, damn it.
Yes, a very dangerous individual, but at least it is not in the cult's hands. It was always rumored that he was already insane, so you're saying that this orb has accentuated such things?
It would seem so. It may have initially been the thing that originally drove him insane. He indicated he used to be the owner of it before the cult.
Hmm. That's an interesting thought. Well, just so you know, we've done many auguries about this individual in attempts to stop them several hundred years ago when they were at the height of their crusade against us. Uh, this drow, for lack of a better word, is no longer mortal. Its soul has been infused with some dark magic that we do not know of. Even the auguries could not answer this, but even 300 years ago, he was old for an elf, and the fact that he is still alive, he went supposedly into hiding for many years, and we only started hearing about him again in the past, I'd say 10 years maybe. We've heard about him once or twice, but whatever he is, he's no longer mortal.
That would explain a bit. Would it help maybe to try and narrow down his status, as it were? If he mentioned that he had been through the 9 hells?
I mean, that could indicate deals with devils, but from my understanding, this drow is much too selfish to make any sort of deal.
Not anymore.
Mm-hmm. Well, we know it is not undead or demonic in nature. But I do know that the drow in and of themselves know many dark spells that they practice in the Underdark.
Before we go too much further, Mother Superior, you said this room is protected. Does that include from scrying?
Indeed, but only this room.
Alright, because he is close enough to this one to scry on him rather easily using the orb. He did it earlier today, and I gestured.
Well, he won't be able to do it until tomorrow at the least.
Through the orb, no.
At the very least. I assume that's not the only thing that brought you here? Considering you have a writ from my compatriot?
Or...
It says specifically that it is for a service rendered, that services are owed.
I understand. Well, there are a few things that we would like to approach you with, and I will leave it up to your discretion as to which you could potentially help us with. One, our safe house has been compromised due to the fact that the entity known as Ainu, who is now potentially mentally influenced by the dragon orb, has scryed on us in it and knows pretty much its ins and outs. So now that has been compromised. So we were interested in potentially acquiring a new safe house. Also, I'll look at Stolen at this one and say, do you want to bring them into the fold as to the measures we have been taking against the court of debauchery and how close we are and how much we know? It seems like it's something they're already fighting, so if you know more, if we happen to have any new information, we may want to share it with them here.
Yeah, I don't see where it could hurt anything. We've already sent word to the previous sisterhood that we had encountered, correct?
Yes, we sent a missive, but these individuals here are closer and would be able to take more immediate action.
Right,
The
right.
Order of our Martyred Lady specializes in hunting undead. They wouldn't be too much of a use to you, unfortunately. Our Order of the Sacred Rose specializes in hunting devils and demons. So,
Sounds like this is perhaps the better chapter for us to approach about this then.
indeed.
So to cut a long
This is
story
actually
short,
why we currently have this as our main base of operations, considering the activity of the cult. Although we've never been able to attain lists of membership or to deduce the identity of their leader or their location.
Well, we
Wait,
might be able to help with that.
guys.
Wonderful.
We have a thing. We have a thing.
Yep, we might be able to help you with that.
Oh.
I think we literally have a list.
Yeah, no, Cricket reaches in her bag and produces one of the copies of the list of members that we stole.
She'll hold out her hand.
Hands it over happily.
Flip. 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 Most of these people were reported dead this morning.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
I
yes,
knew
that,
them.
Yeah,
yeah, I knew
Yeah.
them.
right.
For us.
Mm-hmm.
I
Why we have
suppose he
money.
did one last good thing before he got, or before he fully went insane.
Yes.
This also has the location of their main safe house.
Mm-hmm.
From before he was influenced by the orb, he told us that's where the mistress fled to.
Well, we are willing to help you mount an assault, although the great majority of the guards in the city are under their influence. I have enough numbers here that I can keep the guards occupied and keep the citizenry safe.
Perhaps you won't need to keep them occupied. There are 2 shadow dragons on the way from a known enemy of the cult.
I mean, this list is of most of the higher-ranking members. We don't know exactly how many of the average citizenry is under their influence. I know that the officer wear those red scarves, but besides that,
Well, my point was, you don't necessarily need to keep any city guard under their thumb occupied through the church. All the church has to do is warn them of the incoming threat, and the preparations that they should make for that will keep them plenty occupied, thus freeing you to take more action elsewhere if you wish. With the status of your church, what you say will be trusted simply because of the nature of your order, regardless of whether you're enemies or not.
it seems that you do not know much about the Order of the Sacred Rose. We are allowed to be more duplicitous in nature than the Order of our Martyred Lady. We have specially trained inquisitors as well, and we implement harsher tactics than most churches would. The guards will not trust what we say.
Who would they trust?
One of their own.
Well, you have a list of suspects on the guard who aren't on the list we gave them. Like, are the upper echelon of the guard listed there?
Yes.
Are all of them
are dead.
Are all of the upper echelon of the guard dead in the city?
So
Or just the ones on that list?
the captain of the guard and the great majority of his lieutenants are dead.
So I'll clear my throat and I'll say, well, it looks like all of the upper echelon of the guard that were corrupt are dead now. So everybody else there is much more reasonable.
A fair point. Still, I I worry more for the citizenry than for the cult. I imagine if we hunker down here and protect the citizens, that the dragons will take care of the great majority of it.
It certainly could be the case.
Yes, we'll help you. We'll have an emissary speak with the town guard, see if that gets any results. When do you plan on assaulting the headquarters of the cult?
How far away are the headquarters of the cult? Are they here in the city or elsewhere?
They're here in the city. They're near the Capitol building, which is perhaps 2 districts up.
I will look at my party and I'll say, we should probably come up with this proper timeline now that we have support.
I can send a small squad, 4 sisters with you.
We might want to do this as soon as possible, then, seeing as how we can catch them by surprise still.
Mm-hmm.
All they know is that I knew was the one taking care of all the upper echelon of the cult of debauchery. They might not know about us, or the fact that we've garnered help from the sisters. So, I don't think they would be expecting us.
Well, we will need at least 1 day to make preparations. I have to send out orders. You know.
Are there any items that we are waiting for?
No, it's standard preparation procedures.
I was more referring to all the shopping we did earlier today because I have no idea if they were waiting for our orders.
Yeah, so it's still around the afternoon. He said around supper time. It's probably like around 2 or 3 o'clock right now. He said around supper time, which is like 5 or 6. That the armor
Okay, so we'll be ready by tomorrow then. If we want to be.
Yes. Third child said she would be back in 2 days. The dragons will arrive in 2 days.
I say we wait until
we'll
the
let the
second day.
sisters know about. We'll let the sisters know about that then, so they know if a son comes with like a fucking army of wolves.
I'm sorry, who?
Alright, I've been studying Japanese a lot, and san means 3.
Studio Ghibli, don't sue us.
Third child.
Yes. Who is this third child? An odd name.
His wife. I'll point at Romeo. And also, like, somebody who was raised by a great, intelligent wolf who has gone to speak with that wolf to try and get support.
So you're saying if an army of wolves show up to not attack,
No.
is there any way to guarantee that they will not attack us?
She already knows that we're planning on getting help from the the Order of the Raven Queen. And her mother, who will be leading that army, is vastly intelligent. She would know not to attack any of our allies.
Trust me,
Good.
she gave us some really good advice.
Oh.
It's not applicable now, but back when we were first starting, she gave us some really good advice.
Good. Good. Well, is there anything else you need?
I mean, other than potentially staying here in the church overnight in preparation for the raid tomorrow. Not really.
I will grant you this, but that one must be bound. And she points to Nelea.
I'm going to look at Malaya and I'm going to look at Selena and I'm saying, to be completely honest, that sounds really fair. Consider it.
Nelea will nod. And she'll say, I am quite ashamed of this form and the decision I was forced to make. If we can receive help to finally rid ourselves of the cult, I'm willing to do it. Celine, please don't get upset.
No, I understand. It's what we have to
She'll
do.
nod. And she'll hold out her arms like this. And the Mother Superior Cassandra will stand up. And she'll walk over to a chest and open it. And you'll see these manacles, but they are heavily inscribed with runes. and she'll slap them onto Nalea's wrists. And you'll see Nalea wince for a second, and then the glamour that she's wearing fade.
So she just goes back into her succubus form.
Mm-hmm. Well, that will suppress the great majority of her powers. And she'll hand Zartha a key. Open it if something happens, or after you leave. If she returns, she must be bound again.
Thank you for your trust. I'll pocket the key.
It seems that you've earned Sister Julia's trust, and her and I were companions once. So, if you've earned her trust, you will have mine, although reluctantly.
Thank you.
Reverend will raise a finger. If I may, are there any copies of that book there? He'll point to the one that details the nine hells and all that. I'd like to read through that. I know a couple people who I care about that went through, and I had at least like some knowledge on what they did go through.
You speak of your master, you said? The drow.
One of them. He, not only him, but my wife also had a.
That was the Abyss. That's different.
Is it? Okay.
The Abyss is hell for demons. The nine hells are hell for devils.
Then yeah. I'd at least like some idea of what he went through. He never mentioned it beforehand, so.
Be wary. Your care for your master might prove to be more dangerous than he and of himself.
If the time comes and I cannot help him, I will make that decision, the hard decision.
She'll nod. She'll say, well, I have preparations to make. Please, you're excused.
Did she give an answer on if I could...
Oh, the book, yes. She'll grab the book off the shelf and hand it to you.
Okay.
Before you leave the city, return it.
I will. Alright, I guess we exit the room then.
That went rather well, I think.
Did it?
Yeah.
Relatively. Revion will then glance over at Nalea. But overall, she doesn't hate us.
Are you feeling okay, Nalea?
She'll nod. It feels odd to be not connected to my magic, but it's better than not having any allies at all.
We're here if you need anything, and Zartha's got the key, and she can unlock you as soon as you say.
Okay. So, I assume, what's going to be the final plan? Because eventually the Mother Superior will approach you guys asking for what the final plan will be.
We have the names. Do we have anything else that might help us, like maybe a map of their hideout or anything at all?
So there's no map of the hideout, but there's a marker on a city map of where it is.
Is it all? Does anyone know if it's possible to get a blueprint of that building then? If such a thing exists.
I mean,
both Revion and Celine will know that there is a it wouldn't be Chamber of Commerce. It would be the fuck. Okay, in real life, who are the people who hold on to blueprints
like
of city buildings?
the city engineers and stuff like that?
Yeah. So there'd be like
or like the
side.
city's like real estate
Maybe.
office.
Yeah, something like that.
Right. So perhaps it would be best if we try to get a blueprint, and then maybe we'd be a bit more prepared on what we'd be going through, provided they haven't made any sort of major modifications to their
Well, the
layout.
blueprint, yes, that's a fair point. It would be the official blueprint of the place, which will help for the surface levels room, certainly.
Right. So perhaps we should pay a visit to the Architectural Society and maybe see if we can get one.
Mhm.
Maybe how would, as long as we don't go about it any very suspiciously.
That makes sense.
Well, how long
So-
ago was this building built?
Not a while ago. Not quite the city's founding, but several centuries after that.
Well, it's relatively historical architecture. It's not it's not unusual for students to come in and look for historical things, and usually we have to look for that stuff ourselves anyway.
So as long as we pass it off as some sort of scholarly outlet, then
Yeah, assuming the city works like others, where it's just they let you get access to the library, and then you're stuck searching for the stacks yourself.
So we're just gonna go through this pretty lickety split. So you guys are able to go to the Chamber of Commerce, or not Chamber of Commerce. I said that again. The Architectural Society, and you're able to get the papers. It takes a few hours. They just give you access to the records, and you have to find it yourselves. By then, it is 6 p.m. A little bit later than the armor guy, Arvel, told you to pick up the armor. Presumably, you guys go do that afterwards.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So, Revion, you get your armor and your weapon back. You can equip those. Presumably in like a private room.
yeah, I'm not as brazen as Third Child.
Yeah. From there, Celine,
Yes.
you hear in your mind, Celine, darling, this is your mother. I brought a scroll of sending. I heard you were in the city. I'd love for you to come see me. Dinner's on the table, and your dad's here.
Yeah.
You can reply with 20 words or less.
I thought it was 25. My bad.
I think in 5th edition it is 25, but let me double check. I'm always thinking of the 4th edition one where it's a little bit different. But, Celine, you were saying?
Yeah, I'll reply with, I'm doing well. Can't stop by tonight, but I will see you soon.
All right. So officially, I just want to get this, like, my DM stuff.
Mhm.
The plan is tomorrow or the next day for you guys to do all this stuff.
The next day, because they said they'd be back in 2 days, and
Yeah, we have to wait for Third Child.
Okay. So, speaking with the Mother Superior, she'll say that the sisters will go out at dawn and begin gathering the citizens and informing them of a dragon attack on the city to get them into the cathedral's basement, the cellar, for protection. From there, they will attempt to make arrests on the remaining members of the guard who are still a part of the cult. And then at the same time, at dawn, all of you will be making your way with the small strike force to the cult debauchery's headquarters.
Yep.
Sound
Yeah,
good?
yeah, that sounds like it.
Yep.
All right. Our plans are in place. Everything is ready to go. From there, we got about 9 more minutes, right?
Yeah, give or take.
Okay, well, give or take. Okay. So let's just do the next day then very quickly. So, the next day, you guys stay in the temple. Um, yeah. What do you guys do on this day?
I'm
Who
gonna
wants
be
to
reading
trying to
that
keep
book.
my skills sharp?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honing my sword. Well, swords.
Uh, yeah. So anyone who wants to practice can go to the training room, and there are sisters who are willing to spar. So there are some in the leather armor. They look like to be the lower level recruits, then medium armor, and then there's the ones in the full like heavy plate armor.
Well, I have a question then. How
Yeah.
long do you think it would take Revian to get through this book if I also wanted to practice with my new rapier?
Um, Depends how late you stay up reading the book.
So with so does reading time matter with in the intelligence score of the character, or are you just
Just tell me how late you stay up, and I'll
I guess a couple hours after everyone else, like 2 to 3 hours.
yeah, you're able to finish the book. You're fairly intelligent, because you know the first few chapters are very like, what is the nine hells, you know, and it kind of like you kind of it's very introductory, basic information. You can skip like 3 chapters that you already know, and then you get a little bit more. I will talk to you more about that later because the nine hells is a very it's going to be a fat lordom.
Okay. Fair enough.
Besides,
I just figured it would be a good character thing, good character knowledge for him.
yeah, yeah, of course. Um, from there, really, there's not much else. Okay, yeah, so you can still practice with your rapier in the morning. You just wake up a little bit later than everyone else. So who wanted to practice? It was Cyrus, Celine, Revion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there are plenty of young women in this training area. You see, in particular, there are groups of five ones in the leather armor, and they're all being like, you know, instructed by someone in medium armor. And then there's a separate group of five in medium armor being instructed by one in plate armor.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then of course all the armor is dyed red with the gold trim. It seems to be that in this paladin order, the armor and how illustrious it is and how protective it is might signify rank.
Are there no training dummies around?
There are training dummies, but they're mostly sparring with each other. And there are, there's an odd number of them, so you guys could probably find a sparring partner.
Going for it.
What do you mean? What do you mean training dummies? Oh, you mean they're being used?
Some of them are being used, but there are empty ones, but most of the sisters are sparring with each other. But
Okay.
because there is an odd number of them, any one of you could find at least one sister willing to spar.
All right.
Cyrus said he was going for it. Okay, Cyrus, are you looking for someone higher ranking, someone low ranking, medium?
Yeah, medium.
Okay. So you approach this woman in a just a singular breastplate. She has smaller plates, but it's not like full plate armor. Once again, she's wearing a tabard. This one, she has the side of her head. You get it?
It's on the phone, I think. Yeah, you said
Okay.
keep going.
So, she has the side of her head shaved, and the right half of her face is all burnt. But you approach this woman, and she's not instructing anyone at the moment. And she'll say, "The Mother Superior told me we had guests. What can I do for you, Ganassi?"
Good afternoon. I need to keep my skills sharp for what's coming up.
Were you saying you would like to spar, young man?
Absolutely, if you would.
All right. And basically, she'll unroll a mat, kind of just in case anyone gets knocked over. she'll pull a wooden sword from the wall of wooden weapons, and she'll pull out her shield and kind of, flex her muscles a little bit and kind of amp herself up. All right, ready whenever you are. Go ahead, Cyrus. Roll me either athletics or acrobatics. Your preference on how you want to fight. Are you trying to be like more nimble and dodgy and quick strikes, or are you trying to outstrength this woman?
The nimble option.
Okay, go ahead and oh, you can't roll, but let me roll this one.
Thank you.
Okay, and then let me roll for you. So you're doing pretty good. You're kind of like dodging her slower blows, and you're dodging her slower blows. Every time you kind of try to get around and punch her in like a pressure point, you kind of punch armor, and it doesn't hurt your hands because you're a trained monk, but you're just like having some issue getting to some of the softer spots on her body, and so you try to go around her burnt side because it does look like she might be blind on that side, and she's left-handed dominant, so the shield's on her right side too. And so when you kind of dodge over to that side to try to get in her blind spot, she slams the shield into your chest. But after the combat, air quotes, she seems a little out of breath. She gave you a hard time, but you think in a real combat situation you might have gotten her. But the fact that you were pulling your punches made it a little bit more difficult. Yeah, it seemed fairly close.
I see why they have you in this order. You're a worthy combatant.
Thank you, Mr. Cyrus. Yes. I've trained long and hard to earn my right to wear the half plate. And she'll, bang on it.
I was recently accepted into the next step of my order as well. Next time I go home.
Good. Congratulations. From there, Selene, you wanted to practice too, yeah?
I'm going to stick to my training dummies because of the Sword of Chaos.
You could have used, there's wooden training swords in here.
Yeah, but I'd rather use mine.
Okay. Why don't you roll me a high or low to see if your Sword of Chaos goes off?
High.
Oh no. Oh no.
I will roll high. Nope. Cool. Let's say that's enough. Let me pull up that wild magic table.
Make him go bald again.
Wild magic. I just hope it's not a fireball cast centered on yourself. Oh wait, that's the wild magic barbarian. I'm looking for the wild magic sorcerer. There we go. Roll me a D100, Selene.
Okay. $12.
12. 12 is a good number. 12 is a decent number. Roll a D10. 9. Okay. Your height changes by a number 8 inches equal to the roll. If the roll is odd, you shrink. So what were you? You were 5'2", right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So now you're...
I'm 4'6".
You're almost as tall as me.
I am the elf on your shelf.
I'm letting you
Wrong
know
kind of
that you are now officially shorter than Granny, and Granny is so happy.
Oh my god!
By the end of this, Selene, you're gonna shrink so much that you stop existing.
I hope Cricket is gonna be so excited when she sees you.
I just like the idea of him just being this high-level fighter, but he's just so short that he has to, like, we have to toss him into combat now.
Hi, the name's Little Mac. Nice to meet you.
Does this affect his ability to wield the sword?
No, it doesn't. It's magic. It will shrink with him.
We just start calling your turns the fastball special because one of us has to pick you up.
Yeet the elf! Yeet the elf!
Just send me flying through the air with my sword.
Focus, please. Okay, we're good? We're good?
Think so.
Alright, Revion, you practice on a dummy, you said?
You know, I might actually go with a actual person.
Okay. What are you going to be practicing? Your kind of quickness and speed? Or are you practicing your stealth?
No, with the rapier, since it's new, and I'd like to get used to its. I would like to, if it weighs any different, just test it out.
Mm-hmm.
Just so that I don't have any, so I can become familiar with it.
He's
By
going
the
to
way, your
handle his
AC now
tools.
is, your temporary AC is now 18. And so it lasts for 7 days, and then this day, you have 5 days left on your +2 to AC for third child.
All right. It's still showing up as 17 on the character.
I just
Okay.
changed it. You might have to refresh.
I did. All right.
Yeah, I had to change it manually. It was not pleasant. And then adding the rapier +1 as well. There you go. So roll me an acrobatics check, and this sister let's do a quick conversation. So, low rank, high rank, medium.
Let's go medium.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me a acrobatics check if you're trying to be quick. Presumably. Yep.
22.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So you approach another woman. This one, once again, half plate armor. This one was instructing a class of the younger ones that had just finished. You see all the young women sitting on the ground, kind of huffing and puffing, and she's still standing, just like no big issue. This one actually doesn't look like she has too many scars on her, so perhaps her death was a little more mundane. From there,
Death by 20 geese.
yeah, she'll look at you and nod. Do you wish to spar like your friend?
I do.
Good. All right. And so she'll actually pull out a whip in one hand and a longsword in the other. Of course, the whip obviously looks like it's been wrapped in like a softer material, and the sword is wooden. And she'll nod at you when she's ready.
All
Lunging forward, you try to go for many quick strikes. You get like a scratch on her cheek here and there. But at the end, you take a slight misstep, and she seizes the opportunity to wrap the whip around your foot, yank you off onto your back, and put the wooden sword to your throat.
I can see.
And she'll nod. Well played. You're very fast. Had I not had the whip, I don't think I would have won. And she'll help
Very
you up.
skilled with it. He'll take it. You're very skilled with it.
Well, to be frank with you, it's a memento from my past. I used to be a slave, and when I died and came back, I used it to kill my former master.
Well, it certainly made you a tough opponent.
Thank you. And with that, the rest of the day, all of you train and prepare for the greater battle coming. You all get a long, comfortable rest and good food at the oh my god, I forgot the word cathedral.
Before the rest, Revan would like to return the book to the
Mother Superior.
Mother Superior.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. And I'll go over more of that with you next time. But
Right.
that will be the end of the session.
Yep.
All right. Thank you all so much for
Thank
joining us
you.
this beautiful, beautiful Sunday. We hope that everyone enjoyed and that everyone's taking those mental health days to take care of themselves. It's very important. Please hit us with the socials, Larry.
Yep. As always, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to follow the channel to get notified when I go live. I also notify on Twitter at tsqueezes. Also, don't forget to follow our lovely DM at the Dire DM, also on Twitter, and just Dire DM on YouTube for the recordings of the videos if there was anything you missed. Is there anything else, TJ?